In this episode and moving forward, we're going to be using shapes as a means of creating our ratios when mixing KATO clay. To create a tint, you add white to any color. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off with our base colors blue, red, and yellow and add white, and then we're going to switch it around and we'll see what kind of magic happens then. Start by choosing a nice, small, easy to handle cutter. I'm using a rectangle. You can use any shape, but use something that you can easily see what a half of one cut looks like. Each of the colors should be uniform in their thicknesses, and I've rolled all 4 of my colors out on the second thickest setting of my machine. Using shapes is a little bit easier to understand and easier for me to show you the ratio system. I also embarrassingly realized that my fractions were actually off. The 1/3 should have been 1/6 and the 1/6 should have been 1/12. But doing it this way, it's easier for you to actually see what the ratios are. So all I'm doing here is I'm punching out shapes. I'm trying to, it's funny because what I tried to do was I tried to calculate how many squares I actually needed, and I thought, oh heck, I'm just gonna cut away and use up as much of my rolled out raw clay that I have. And hey, whatever. If I need some more, I'll just roll out some more. So I decided that 6 rectangles would represent my 1 unit. So here I'm doing a very loose calculation of how many rectangles I would need to create 4 lines of 6 width as my 1 unit. So I decided that I would have 4 lines of 6 to create 4 different tints. And it would be 6 to 6, 6 to 3, 6 to 1, and 6 to a half of that 1 square. And now I'm just going to line them up. So 4 rows of 6 for my 1 unit. And then when it came to adding my white as an additive to create a tint, I would need, for a 1-to-1 ratio, my first line of 6 white rectangles. And then my second line would be 3 rectangles. My third line would be 1 rectangle, and my fourth line would be half a rectangle. So mixing is easy because all you do is gather all the lines up and then start mixing. I just want to take a look at this here. So I really thought that the actual tint color would be quite a bit lighter than what it turned out to be. But here's what you can do if you find that you want to see what your real tints are going to sort of look like, because there's a little bit of shine and the lighting might not be great. Rip it in half, rip your piece in half, and just look in the middle, and that'll give you a better idea of what the colors of tints are. Now, here are the results, and I didn't show or demonstrate the flip. So basically, let me just explain what you're looking at right here. So on the left hand side, you're looking at the base of blue color, and we added white to it. So you can see that at the very top, 6B, so there's 6 blue and 6 white. Okay, that was our first mixture. And then the second on the left here, so is 6 blue and 3 white. The next one is 6 blue and 1 white. And the last one is 6 blue and a half of white, half a square of white. Now on the flip side is where you really notice that, well, this was closer to what I thought was going to happen, is that we started off with a base of white, and we took 3 blue and added it to a base of white, 1 blue, added it to a base of white, half of a blue, and added it to a base of white. And those colors are more what I was expecting, and they are more pastel colors. And the reason for that, probably, and I'm guessing, okay, the reason for that is because white is more predominant a color when you use it as a base. So if you want really good pastel tints, you're going to use a base of white and add color to it. Whereas on the other side, they're all tints, okay, but on the other side, you have just different levels of tints of blue. Okay, you might be tempted to call them shades, but as we know, shades are colors that you add black to. So, but if you look at that base blue, they're beautiful blue colors. I really am happy with, the results that I got. But it was surprising. I learned something. And now here again. So I've already done the red, and you'll see the yellow as well. I've done that as well, so I'm not going to demo those two. But hopefully you're getting the gist of what's going on here. The base that we started off with, our base color, is 6 shapes for your base. And then you add to it 6 white to get the tint. Okay, so that's what you're seeing at the top there. You're seeing where it says 6 white and 6 red. What it is a base of red with 6 white and a base of white with 6 red, which is the same thing, equals that color there. So if you look down to the next line, I've got a base of red with 3 white rectangles, base of red with 1 white rectangle, and a base of red with half a rectangle of white, right? And then on the right hand side, what you're seeing is a base of white with 3 rectangles, a base of white with 1 rectangle, a base of white with half a rectangle. So you're seeing your pastels on the right hand side. Pretty cool, right? And here you are, a beautiful array of spring colors for you to use just in time for Easter. Notice that the yellow has very little tone change between each. Color shift is very, very, very slight. And that's probably because the yellow was closer to, the color yellow was closer to white. It's very light in color. But yeah, it just, all we used was, red, yellow, and blue, our primary colors, and we just made a whole bunch of more colors to add to our palette. So like, subscribe, leave a constructive comment, and next week we'll take a look at some shades and start looking at some fluorescent colors in the CMYK spectrum. See ya!